What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Unplayable. My name is Mike. I'm here with Jay. We're going to talk about everything you need to know about drafting and playing sealed in Star Wars Unlimited.
Let's go. They just did a live stream. It was a good one. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun to watch. They had Tyler sort of running the stream and showing what he was drafting, and then they played a couple games at the end, and it was super cool. We got to see a bunch of new cards that we'll talk about in our future card reveal video. And yeah, let's talk about how you draft. I guess that's probably the first place we should start. So I participated in a draft with garbage rollers with draft rules that are not the real draft rules as we know now. So the way that we played it was you drafted your leader as part of the cards that you pull out of your pack. But in actual draft, what you do is you open all three packs first. So it's three packs like most games, I feel like. And you first take out all the bases or all the common bases and the three leaders in the pack. And you go around the table, I think you pass to the right and you pick one of the leaders that you opened out of your three packs, and then you get past two leaders, and then you get past the last leader. Anything I missed there?
Nope. That's
so
great.
What are your thoughts on that? How do you feel about that version versus like drafting them in the pack?
Well, I don't know. Like the difference is, I mean, it doesn't matter that much. Like I think drafting them in the packs is a little awkward. The way they're doing it here makes more sense. But the premise of drafting the leaders first itself sounds like it could be clunky.
Oh,
it's
sure.
Not,
just like kind of fiddly.
Yeah, it's not like you crack open your pack, you pick a card and pass it. It's like you have to open all three packs, take the leader out, and then draft that, which it might be fine. Like I would have to sit down and do it and see how it feels.
It has the potential to be just like an extra step that's like kind of more confusing. Like you might get groups where they accidentally pull out more cards than they're supposed to, or look at cards that they're not supposed to have seen already.
Right.
But I do think it's better than the alternative, which would be drafting them in the packs probably.
Yeah.
And the reason, well, one big reason is that like if you drafted a leader in pack 3, you probably didn't draft. You don't have the time, or you don't have like the knowledge to be able to draft for that leader, right? Mm-hmm. And so the thing that I really like about this system is that you get to see, well, you have three options, right? But you get to sort of pick a direction from the start. And with a game like this where you really want to stay within a couple colors, and those are dictated by your leader, it makes a lot more sense to do it that way, I think.
I completely agree. It's way better. And we'll just have to kind of like come up as a community, I guess. Maybe as a community decide what like the
etiquette.
The etiquette of doing it. Like, do you take the cards out, make piles? Do you leave the cards in the packs and just take the leaders out?
Mm-hmm.
We'll see. It'll be interesting to try it. If
the leader's like always towards like the first card, like after the seam on the back, maybe it's easy enough to just sort of like open the pack and like slip that card out and not have to think about it too much.
Yeah. Tyler said that they were built to where you could take the leaders out easily.
You could do that. That's good.
But
okay.
I don't know.
Yeah. Cool. All right. Well, so basically like based on what your three leaders are, that determines, I guess, how you approach what you draft. Mm-hmm. We mentioned that there's three packs. And so you pass your leaders to the right, and then you pass your first pack to the left, and then you go right, and then you go left again for the last pack. And so, if you've never played draft in a card game before, you pick one card from the pack, you pass the pack to somebody else, and then somebody else passes their pack to you, and you pick another card. By the end, you'll have 42 cards to build a deck out of, and that's kind of it.
Yeah, it's a minimum 30 cards.
Yeah, minimum 30 card deck. There might be reasons to go above 30. Maybe if draft formats go long, you might want to include more cards so you don't get milled.
You can also change up in the middle of a draft tournament. You can, if you're playing Han, but you had also drafted Sabine, you're like, this Han deck sucks, you can swap to Sabine. Or you can change colors. You can change your base from green to blue.
Yeah, so what are your general thoughts on drafting this game?
Oh, it sounds awesome.
I'm excited?
Super excited to do it. Yeah, I definitely want to like try it and see what it feels like. It sounds really interesting, especially if you get past. So like, say you're drafting your leaders, and it's like, do you draft all one color, and then it's like you know for sure you're just taking green for all on every card you pick, and then whatever those cards play best towards, you use that leader? Or do you go like one of each color, or 3 different colors at least. I mean, I don't know. There's some interesting strategies there.
It's so interesting because you don't get to see what's in the pack, what's in any of the packs, right? When you pick your leader, so you're just picking based on which leader you think is the best out of the ones that you're past, or the one that you want to play, or yeah, it'll be interesting to see what sort of like, you know, draft archetypes are discovered and which leaders people think are the ones to grab. And then one of the reasons why I love draft is it's just that like constant dopamine hit of like every time you open a pack, it's something new. Every time you draft, it's a completely different experience. Everybody thinks that one leader is the best draft leader. You know, that means that more people are going to be going for that strategy. Maybe you can sort of be the underdog and grab a bunch of cards that nobody thinks are good, but you put a strategy together that works. So I love draft. One of my favorite ways to play the game, and I cannot wait to draft this game.
100%. And those cards looked so nice on stream.
Yeah, they did. So they showed off foil cards for the first time, and they look real nice. They're rainbow foil, it looked like, which I was a little surprised by. Seems like more of the modern TCGs are going towards cold foil, but they looked really nice.
They did.
We'll have to see if they curl, which is sort of the downside, the potential downside of rainbow foil cards.
Yep. Hyperspace rainbow foils look cool too.
They look really, really nice. Yeah. Did we learn anything else? We learned that the bases, the common bases, I think don't have foil versions, right? They only have hyperspace versions. Or maybe the foil versions are like OP promos, but they're not in the packs. But
you can also choose whichever of the regular 30 health bases, common bases, for your base.
Which kind of feels similar to like putting lands in your deck if you're drafting Magic, right? You just, the store has access to them. You have access to whichever one you want, which is nice.
Yeah, agreed.
All right, so that was pretty simple. Not a ton of new information other than that one key piece of how you draft a leader. Do we talk about sealed at all? They mentioned that the pre-release event is going to be sealed, and the way that sealed works is you open 6 booster packs and then you build a 30 card deck with those 6 packs. In that format, you're kind of just stuck with whatever you open, but it's also super fun.
Yeah, no, I like sealed too. I think sealed's great, and it's really good for pre-release events like this where the game's just coming out and players don't know anything yet. So sealed is just a simple way to get the same feeling of limited play. So it's cool that they're also dropping sealed rules easy enough. Yeah, draft, dude. It's gonna be sweet.
I can't wait.
Imagine drafting a showcase leader.
Oof. I don't. Yeah. Even if I didn't want to play that leader, I'm drafting that 100% of the time. I feel like anybody would.
Yeah. The competitive or the flesh and blood player in me is like, how can we make draft competitive? Because in flesh and blood, it's so competitive, and I'm already thinking of like different ways. So like, they mentioned, I think there's one of each aspect color for the commons, guaranteed in each pack. So when you're drafting,
I didn't know that
one of those colors is missing, you know that the person to your right is drafting that color.
That's cool.
So I don't know how many commons are in a pack, like 8 or 10.
I don't remember the exact number. There's 16 cards in a pack. I think 10 sounds right.
Something like that. So you won't know for sure.
Yeah,
but they said there is at minimum there's one of each color in the commons.
That's really cool.
And then I'm curious to see where that goes with being able to read what you're being passed and stuff.
Yeah. I must have missed that part of the stream because I didn't know that. That's such a cool thing, and shows that like they really cared about the draft format if they're designing their entire packs around them being draftable in that way. Because you know, worst case scenario is you're playing, I don't know, let's just say blue, and you open a pack and there's not a single blue card in there. That always feels bad.
Yeah, that would be terrible.
One other thing that you know maybe is obvious, but I think some people had questions about it, was if the deck building rules will be the same as in Constructed, where you know you put whatever color cards you want in your deck, but there's an aspect penalty for paying out of aspect. And I mean I love that exists and that they carried that to draft, because
absolutely
it means that you know you could in theory draft any card. And that's one of the most exciting things about drafting, you know, other card games similar to that, is like, you know, any of the cards in the pack are potentially like viable picks. And you may be penalized for picking something that's not in aspect, but it could be good enough to where you want to do it anyway.
I pay 5 for a falcon.
Yeah, right. Yeah, in draft, that sounds awesome. Yeah. Or pay, in the stream, Tyler picked aggression, the double red card, and he was in red green, and still play that card because it's just, good, probably good enough paying an extra 2 for it in limited, which is going to be probably a slower format anyway, or like a less efficient format for sure.
Yeah.
So very cool that is a thing that is possible. And yeah.
Also, if you're playing Han, don't play 3/1 costs on turn 1.
Sounds like a good way to put
Run
all
out
of your
cards.
eggs in one basket. Yep. But it sounds fun. So
yes.
I can't blame Danny for doing that.
All right.
Cool. All right. Well, I think that is basically it for the draft stream and the recap. So hopefully you guys know everything you need to know about how to draft now. Let us know in the comments if you're as excited as us to draft this game. And otherwise, we'll catch you guys on the next one.
Bye.